What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cigars and Whiskey for our next review. Today's review, we're going to be reviewing a new cigar I have just started smoking. Now, it has been out for a little while. It is something I found online through Cigars International. It is a decent budget smoke, and the size of the cigar is a pretty good one. It is featuring all Nicaraguan tobaccos. So the binder, the filler, and the wrapper are all Nicaraguan, which would make it a Nicaraguan Puro. And the cigar I picked is the Mark Twain Memoir. And as you can see, it is a darker Maduro Nicaraguan wrapper. Now, it does feature that the cigar is a medium strength, medium to full strength cigar, so it's right there in the middle. It might be a little more strong, it might be a little bit stronger for some of you who don't smoke a lot of Maduros, but for me it was just, I would agree with that rating. It's about a medium to full strength cigar. It's not really knocks your socks off, but again, the more I smoke more Maduros, so that would make a little bit different on my palate. But you can get this cigar, I'm just going to pull it up here. You can get it, this is the 6.7 by 58. Now this is the smallest cigar they make in this actual memoir. They have a Now the second option they have is a 6 by 60, which is a typical what most people have, and then they do feature a what they call a number 3, which is a 6.2 by 64. So a little bit bigger for those out there who like the larger ring gauge cigars. That might be your business. A box of 20 of that larger ring gauge is $64.99, and then I had purchased a box of the 58 ring size, and that's actually $69.99, a little more than the larger one, but I just didn't think I had it in me to sit and smoke larger ring gauges. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and come back, and I will be in the pre-draw of the Mark Twain Memoir. With a ring gauge this size, I think I will be safe and take, I know some, with it being big enough, you could probably punch it, V-cut it, but I think I'm going to play it safe. I like the straight cuts. I do experiment with the other cuts. I know for a while I used to smoke V-cuts, but on certain cigars, it just doesn't do it for me. I get more of the flavor profile with a straight cut. Just in my opinion, that's what I feel when I smoke it that way. So that's what we're going to go with. So let me go ahead and cut that up. Alright, went ahead and cut that straight off the top there. As you can see, it is all that long filler in there. There is no short tobacco, so you're not going to have an issue with it being really flaky. The cigar, you can smell the earthiness and almost like the hay smell you get out of when you first walk into a barn. Not the animal fertilizer smell, but the hay smell. So when people say, you'll hear people on some reviews say they smell a barnyard. To me, it reminds me of both hay and what the farm animals leave behind, and I just don't think I want that as a great perk to make me want to smoke something. Now with that straight cut, I am getting a really good draw on this cigar. Doesn't feel like there's any tight spots at all on that cigar. And again, that long filler is going to make a little bit better draw, I think, and sometimes because it doesn't have so much packed together because it's falling apart. I am getting a little bit of a sweet raisin profile. A hint of a cocoa, but mainly the main thing I'm getting is like a sweet, like a raisin profile, or even almost to maybe a prune profile. All right, with that said, we're going to go ahead and get lit, and I'll be back with the first third. All right, we're going to ahead and light this up. We use a 3 torch today. Actually, I take that back. That's a quad torch. That's 4 torches. We don't want it too close, but I don't want to burn it, but I don't want to not light it either. And I just kind of like touch up the edge here. Now, when I was lighting the cigar, I was thinking of something I saw the other day. And I don't know if it's just me that noticed it or if a lot of people have noticed it. When you're lighting someone else's cigar, if it's not someone that you're intimate with, meaning most of your cigar buddies, don't put the cigar in your mouth when you light their cigar and then hand it to them. To me, that is the grossest thing on the planet. Obviously, it's not the best well-mannered cigar person, unless you guys are okay with that, which I'm not. One of the tricks when I was working in a cigar shop and we were running I Spy cigar, you light the cigar, blow on the end a little bit, get it lit. If not, then give it to the customer, then let them puff, and you light it a little more. So that way it's perfect. But just a little side note of etiquette when you're lighting cigars. As you can see, getting great smoke off the cigar. That really good draw that we had is really benefiting to get all those profiles. I'm getting a little bit of a bitter coffee initially, and usually get that. I always seem to get that with Nicaraguan puros. Just on the first, it goes away after a few minutes, but it's initially that a little acidity with that bitterness. I am tasting a little bit of that sweet raisin on the back of the palate, but it's very faint. As you see, we just started the cigar. It's burning pretty well. Again, guys, this is a great budget cigar. I mean, to be honest, you get 20 cigars in the box. And yes, I paid $69.99 for the box, but think about that. It's a lot cheaper. Get your cigars you like, but you don't want to overspend because you don't have it. Then I suggest trying the Mark Twain Memoir. This is definitely a good cigar. The only one left that they have that I haven't tried that's in that catalog is the Mark Twain, and it's a barber pole. You can go back and look at the other Mark Twain that I did in my videos in the past and see that, but that's more of a real light cigar for those who like a coffee cigar. Like if you want a cigar in the morning with coffee. But all in all, it's burning pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and keep going on it, and I'll be back in just a few with our second third of the Mark Twain. Alright everybody, welcome back for the second third of our review of the Mark Twain Memoir. Now in this second third, I'm going to come up here and show you just a little bit. You can see that this cigar is starting to canoe a little bit. What that means is it's making its way. It's not burning razor sharp. That's not a bad thing, folks. Now remember, they're hand-rolled long fillers tobacco. You might have a good burn, you might not. And this is like the fourth one I've smoked since I bought the box. And it's the first one doing this. So don't think everyone's going to be bad. So don't let that fool you. What you can do, just get the old torch out and just touch it up just a little bit to get it a little re-even. That's all. Without you having to touch up the cigar. Excuse me. But with the profile, we are getting the same tobacco profile. I am starting to notice a little more of a black pepper profile, which is notorious with our Nicaraguan tobaccos, or any tobaccos that are grown in a region where the soil has some volcanic ash and rock and stuff like Nicaraguan's region does. So that's what gives it its thing, and that's how I can kind of tell at times when I'm smoking other cigars and I'm not sure what the blends are. I check it out, and if I taste a little black pepper, then I'm kind of guessing maybe there's some Nicaraguan in there. Now, Nicaragua does produce quite a bit of tobacco, so a lot of times I'm pretty much correct. Once in a while I miss it, but with that said, you can see, like I said, the cigar is still holding up good. The top's not fraying too bad with that straight cut. You want to make sure you have a straight cut when you're doing that. Make sure it's sharp. Any cutter, anything you're using, make sure it's sharp. The last thing you want to do is mess that up. Alright everybody, welcome back for the final third of our review of the Mark Twain Memoir. In the final third, the profiles have basically stayed the same. It is a medium to full strength cigar. You are getting that little bit of black pepper, a little bit of that raisin, a and we're getting a little of that cedar in the background. But all in all, I would say a very good smoke. And so I do suggest you try it. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and as always, have a great day, have a great smoke, and I will see you next time.